Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Samuel. Welcome everybody back to DanganRonpa 2. Goodbye Despair. We are coming up to trial number 3. And everybody brace yourselves, because this is going to be a long one. I mean, all of them were long ones, so I'm guessing this one's going to be extra long because we have not just one victim, but 2 victims this time. Oh, Jesus, this sucks. Anyway, I say we go through the trial real quick and I'll say my final thoughts on the killer. I'm not gonna lie though, this is a really difficult case and I have a lot of suspicions for multiple reasons. Let's go through some of the case files first, through the truth bullets, before I make my mind heard, right? Right before the investigation, as our usual reports go. I want to go to file number 3. There are 2 victims this time, Ibuki Miura and Hyoko Sayonji. Ibuki Miura's cause of death was crushed windpipe as a result of choking. There are no other external injuries. Hyoko Sayonji's cause of death was blood loss due to her throat being slit by a sharp-edged tool. It appears her death was instant. Okay. Then we got blood on the soles. There was blood stains on the soles of Ibuki's feet, meaning she walked through the blood or she stepped in blood. Rope used for hanging. The rope used for hanging according to Mikan. There's no doubt that the cause of Ibuki's death was her hanging herself with a rope. Well, I don't think she actually hung herself, but I do believe somebody manipulated Ibuki to actually walk up the ladder and to get hung. Motel room. The key to the motel room that Hyoko was staying in, it was buried deep inside of her kimono, so it's pretty difficult to retrieve. I'm guessing she either put it herself there since she wasn't able to be able to tie the bow tie, or I guess it's a bow tie for her kimono from the back, so she tied in the front. It's kind of stuffed it in her kimono, maybe, or the killer might have stuffed it in there just roughly. Scrap of thick paper. A thick scrap of paper that was stuck to the baton lighting. I'm guessing that was the curtain that was used, or the wallpaper that was used in order to either the curtain or the no, it was definitely the piece of the wallpaper from the storage room was used to wrap, I'm guessing to conceal the light possibly. Music venue curtains. A black curtain at the very back of the music venue stage. It is not wide enough to reach the sides of the stage. It looks like it was brought from the supermarket, not something that was originally here. Or it could have been brought from the hospital's conference room. It could have been. I mean, that one's really dark. It makes sense for them to be there, but at the same time, they are kind of similar of the material, I'm guessing. Or somebody, got it from the, the supermarket. Stepladder. Stepladder was found on a music venue stage, tipped on its side. On its left side, a slight bloodstain can be seen, showing signs of struggle and signs of bleeding. Candle. The candle was found at the front of the music venue stage. It looks like the dim light seen in the surveillance camera video was actual light from this candle. Surveillance camera unit. A surveillance camera unit put inside the music venue for communication purposes. It has been smashed to pieces and no longer works. AC temperature. AC was cranked up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It was extremely hot inside the music venue because of that. There are multiple theories regarding this. Somebody, I believe it was Chiaki, who possibly hypothesized that maybe it was turned up to dry off the blood, possibly, meaning that whoever was bleeding, whoever cut Hyoko, right? Want to make sure I'm getting names right. I'm so sorry. It's been a while. Yeah, Hyoko Sayonji. Whoever cut Hyoko must have possibly used that. It turned up the AC to 86 in order to get her blood to dry from her neck, as well as the tape being, covering her neck to make sure she's not bleeding out everywhere. There are blood marks, however, so it does show that she was stabbed. Doesn't exactly show us where exactly was stabbed, but we do have some drag marks that we've seen. Like this one, smudge on the floor. Evidence that a blood stain was wiped off the floor of the music venue stage. Since Ibuki had no open wounds, it is believed the blood belonged to Hyoko. Scented transparent glob. A strange glob was stuck to where both music venue doors touch each other. Now, I don't know why that is there. That is still a huge question, what that thing is exactly. Mikan's account. Right up until the Monokuma account announcement this morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fujihiko. So we know that, we got Fujihiko's alibi this way, and we know Mikan's, I guess, alibi up to that point. And the reason I'm being very suspicious is because I'm suspicious of everybody right now. Right now, there are multiple people that are suspicious, and only few that are most likely innocent. I'm still keeping it and on a very, very I'm still keeping it really, really tense about who I want to trust. Also, Somebody else also pointed out from the crew that possibly the reason why the AC temperature was set to 86 to be all blazing hot is so that the time of death could not be properly calculated, since the heat from inside the music venue would keep the bodies warm, which would make it difficult to count or to calculate around what time they would be dead. Meaning that maybe somebody could have executed them for the time being. I don't know. It's still kind of a clue I want to hang on to just in case. Alright, moving on. Surveillance monitor video. The video that Hajime saw at the hospital shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a handbag on their head as they willingly climb a stepladder towards a noose. Fuyuhiko's account. After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in the front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They searched the movie theater and Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anything. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. Okay. And that is also very, very suspicious, because that is, although that is somewhat an alibi for Fuyuhiko, the short period of time that it was separated for could have been a huge window to do something. I'm not saying that Fuyuhiko did it, but like I said, I'm suspicious of everybody. This is a really difficult case. Like, seriously, a difficult case. Whoever is doing this has planned this out like a mastermind. Sunny's account, Hyoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled, and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's when Sonia apparently told her about the full-length mirror in his music venue storage room, which tells us exactly why Hyoko actually ended up in the music venue. Movie's invitation ticket. The invitation ticket prepared by Monokuma. One ticket was passed out per person, and the date it was passed out is printed on the ticket, meaning we should probably look at everybody's ticket date and see when they saw the movie. And whoever saw the movie before the murder happened, or at the earliest time of the murder happening, or I guess a very, very early time, probably planned out this entire thing, because it's definitely a copycat murder of the Wizard of Monomi and how the individuals there were killed. Monokuma's account, a Monomi tote bag that was sold at the movie theater. It's a limited item because only one person can buy it. Apparently you get another bag for free when you purchase it. So maybe there are multiple bags involved, because see, it says limited item because only one person can buy it, and you get another bag for free when you purchase it. Where did the other bag go? Where is it? The Wizard of Monomi, the movie that Monokuma directed, and it was a pretty bad movie, to be honest. There were a total of 3 deaths in the movie. First, Monomi Scarecrow died by hanging herself. Next, Monomi Line was pumped full of arrows. Finally, Monomi Tin Man died by getting chopped into metal pieces. So the only 2 people that weren't killed so far was, the hanging has commenced. The arrows, I guess we can say, was Hyoko's neck slit. And the Tin Man getting chopped into metal pieces, that's a whole different thing. And that's about all we have now regarding what exactly happened. I think what ended up happening is the murderer manipulated Ibuki's weakness of being so manipulative to get her to walk over to the music venue. They used the curtains to cover everything up and place the camera in a certain way, in a certain direction, to make it look like Ibuki is gonna hang herself, and she probably did. Probably somebody interrupted. I'm guessing Hyoko either interrupted before that or after that, and actually ended up getting killed and had her throat slit over in the music venue after she was done taking care of her kimono. Either that or somebody did well, no, she did it herself, definitely. And then when she came out, she saw the whole spectacle happen, and then she got cut and she ended up dying. And she was an unfortunate victim because she was not planned to be killed. Nobody expected her to be there. She just ended up being there because of the full-length mirror. So what I think ended up happening is possibly she was killed way, way early on, and then the wallpaper for the pillars was used to wrap around her to hide her body for a second. And then once Hajime left the venue, it was unwrapped, put away back in the storage room. A little piece of it still was stuck on the a little piece of the wallpaper was still stuck on the top of the I guess lights and lighting equipment. And then Hyoko's body was actually revealed at the time. The thing is, though, I'm kind of inclined to believe that the reason the heater was on to 86 degrees and, was blaring hot in there is to try to cover up the time of death. See? Try to cover up the time of death because, Now, but who would think about it? Who would the only few people that would actually consider doing that? Only few people that would consider ever doing that. And this is why this case is extremely suspicious. And I do want to bring it up to make sure that y'all are on board with me when it comes to doing this. Let's see if we can get some sort of a bonus, by the way, since we're up here. Increase max speed, effective during logic dive. Increase turning power, effective during logic dive. Increase jumping power, logic dive. Sharpness increased by 2, effective during the bottle showdown. Can be combined with flying sword. Oh, very nice. I think we don't have fire and sword actually. Speed of memorizing a statement, effective during the non-stop debate. Oh, that'd be really good for us. We could head over to cool compose. Slightly steadies your aim, effective during the non-stop debate. Can be combined with tranquility. That might be something really good for us to have. Slightly increases focus. No, we already have, I think, medicine focus. No, we don't. Slightly increases the influence gauge. You know what? Let's do that. Let's go ahead and actually trade in our crystals for this, for the influence gauge. I want to make sure that we can get our influence gauge up as much as possible. But regarding the murder, I don't think Nagito could have done it. Nekomaru is out of the question. Sadly, Hyoko is already dead. Fuyuhiko could have done it. I mean, he did point out several key things that he noticed. Like, for example, how there was slime on the door. He was very, very, very adamant about getting the murderer, so I'm guessing either he wanted to cover himself up and make himself, like, you know, belong within the murder, actually be part of the investigation, so that, you know, the trail will be sent off of him. That's case number one. That's actually case number one. Second case, Mikan. As much as sad as it is to say, Mika could have exploited the knowledge that she has as a nurse in order to to do what she does. And she was taking care of all the victims. She was taking care of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane. She had probably understood the weaknesses, and she realized that maybe Ibuki would be the one to exploit. She can exploit the most and the best because she was so manipulative and didn't have any free will of her own because of the disease, right? So maybe she was the one to do it, and this is actually the reason why I consider Mikan a little bit. The fact that the throat was cut and then covered up immediately to make sure to stop the bleeding, and the fact that the heat was on. Nobody in this entire group would ever think, hey, I should probably turn up the thermostat to make it look like, to make it difficult to tell what time of death happened. Except somebody who actually is a specialist in medical affairs and actually knows a little bit about human biology. The only person that he would be is currently Mikan, unless somebody else also has a human biology certificate of any way, and I don't think they do. Now, there is also a hypothesis on Kazuichi, but I'll get to him in a little bit. Akane couldn't have done it. She still had disease. Nagito still had the disease, so he would be absolutely unable to do whatever he did. He's not the murderer, I'm pretty certain. As much as I don't like the guy, he's not the murderer. Gundam, he couldn't hurt a fly. He could not hurt a fly. See, Gundam is too busy in his own world to even hurt anybody. As of this moment, he does not show signs of him doing it. Kazuichi, on the other hand, that's very suspicious. Kazuichi was the only person that knew about the music venue and probably spent a lot of time there. So he could have set up the entire thing, but the thing is, it's difficult to point to Kazuichi. I mean, he is a techie. He is definitely a techie. He knows exactly what he is doing. So he probably spent a lot of time there, maybe could have planned this whole thing. But it still doesn't explain why he would turn up to 86 degrees unless he knows some sort of medicine and human biology. Also, I don't think anybody would be smart enough to immediately wrap up Hyoko's neck to stop the bleeding. That is a particular sign. Somebody knew exactly, what they need to do in order to get the blood stopped. I mean, in most of the cases, nobody really cared of those blood. They just kind of let the blood there. But the blood was supposed to be somebody tried to hide the blood, try to hide the evidence of the blood even being there. What for? If you're gonna murder somebody, you just leave the blood there. It doesn't matter. But somebody really wants to cover up the blood. Really want to cover up the blood. And that's suspicious. Chiaki, I don't think she has the ability to do this particular case. She could be a possible murderer in the future, but not as of this current case right now, no. Ibuki is dead, sadly. Peko is dead. Sani is the only person that knew where Hyoko was gonna go, but I do not believe Sani even spent any time in the music venue herself either, nor did she have the experience with this kind of murder and with biology of human being, unless the princess has a lot of secrets. That is the only question, which is really, really hard for me to tell. And Terutoru is dead, sadly. So we have particularly people here that I'm going to be watching out for. It's Fuyuhiko, Mikan, Kazuichi. Those are the people that I think could have possibly done it. And it's God, I wish I could trust them. I wish I could put more trust in them, but it's so hard. I hope somebody should present some evidence that we find, throughout the trial that can actually change the way we think. But at this current moment right now, I'm extremely suspicious of these three individuals for multiple reasons. I have no basis to, I have no way to say, hey, hey, he did it, he done it immediately, you know, done deal. Because I do not have the evidence that maybe others will have. Hopefully they can present the evidence throughout the trial, and we can finally solve who did it. I'm hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. Let's see how this goes. Oh, back in the trial we go. I feel like I take a little bit too long with these analysis videos. I may wanna speed them up a little bit in the future. Everyone could hear the announcement had gathered in front of the Monokuma Rock, and soon enough.
Welcome!
Is everybody here? Do you guys want to go to the class trial?
Wait!
Hey, Jerk, hold it right there.
Monomy's such a dumb child.
Damn. What? Don't get in my way. You're just a dumb little sister who's short of a few brain cells.
Hey!
My brain was just fine.
Hey!
Monokuma, what'd you do with Nekomaru? I see. So you've come to avenge him.
Let's...
Avenge? That sounds like he died. Sounds like you say. Oops. Oh god, don't tell me he died.
Anyway...
Nekomaru, no, please, stay alive. Anyway, since Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he is absent.
Bye-bye!
The way he says, bye-bye. Now then, I gotta go first.
I won't let you.
Hold on, I won't let you escape.
Hey, hey!
Hey, did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru is dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn it!
Of course he's not dead. There's no way, not in a million years.
Well...
More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, everyone of us except Nekomaru will die. Would Nekomaru die if something would happen though? Would he? That's a weird suspicion. I'm gonna have to question that a little bit. What are you so excited about?
How about it?
Who knows? I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail.
What do you yearn for?
What are you saying, Fiend? You'll find out soon enough. He knows something. He knows something. He's not saying, which is why I... Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Nagito, why? Why do you keep it to yourselves? Why aren't you talking about it? I know why, because he could mislead us easily. Let's go.
I'm gonna do it!
Alright, let's hurry up and get this over with. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it. I have no point in speaking to any videos right now, I just want to see if you can do this here. Okay. We stepped onto the escalator and ascended toward the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And then when I suddenly noticed it. I noticed our lined up silhouettes kept getting smaller and smaller. But I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. Yeah, that is the sad part. I even noticed that in DanganRonpa 1 that as you went down the elevator, you saw fewer and fewer people, and that was like the most depressing thing ever. And when everyone was inside Monokuma Rock. And we go down. The elevator began its deep descent as usual. God, look how many less people we have this time around. Jesus Christ! Everybody is freaking dying, dude. Nobody said a word. I was stood there, trying to figure out what to say to each other. The elevator descended deeper and deeper. That silence is haunting. And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly. Almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through God damn it, I messed it up. I had it going. Light poured through the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And I walked into that place. Huh, new design this time. Oh my, he feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, 2 people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either.
Hey!
Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No!
Why bother?
That's...
What?
Well now.
Now then, let's begin.
Yahoo!
It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy to your heart's content. Not much to enjoy here, but And so the curtain to the third-class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the moonmaker of our group. When I was with her, all my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Hyoko Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself. She was desperately trying to come up to terms with Mahiru's death. The person who killed those two is among us. I definitely can't believe it. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friend's sake. For Ibuki and Hyoko's sake. And so, the curtain to the third-class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Oh, would you like to save? Oh, you betcha. You betcha, sweet ass, I would love to. Oh, God. Gonna go ahead and put it on. Do we have all the cheat code? Oh, the time limit doesn't decrease. Even if you shoot a staple with a silencer, effective during the non-stop debate, can I be combined with infinity or unlimited flame? Chiaki, oh god, Chiaki got us hooked up. Chiaki's hooking us up with all kinds of skills. Yes, girl, yes. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good skill to have. Alright, I think we're pretty much set and ready here with all our skills. E-handbook, we already got everything. Difficulty, I'll leave as is. Finish preparations. Let's do this. Proceed to class trial. Are you ready? Yes, I am. Sorta. Let's do it. All rise.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
As always.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Who done it?
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
It's a nice refresher to have.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
Good point.
You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that?
Damn.
Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
I had no idea Akana was a dream maker. Yeah, that's the reaction I have as well. That was a little juvenile, so to speak.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments.
Oh yeah.
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Okay.
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
He's a little too excited about this, just saying.
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
Mm-hmm.
At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We did.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital.
I realized it said Ibuki instead of Ibuki. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Ibuki, but I don't know. I'm no native, so I have no idea.
Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Pled in various ways. What did you do, girl?
Various ways?
Yeah, that's what I'm on about.
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
I mean, it's kind of confusing when you're blushing, man.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
Which is why I had the a question regarding why. See, there's a question like I thought of a little bit. Why was her body taped up? I'm thinking her body was taped up so it could be easier to hide her behind the wallpaper around the pillar. See, if they could take the wallpaper from, from the storage and use it to wrap around the pillar, they could actually hide her body in plain sight because her body would be covered by the wallpaper. And then when they went to put it away, they just kind of wrapped it up and put it back in the storage room, which is why the piece of it would torn off. And it means she actually died a lot earlier than Ibuki has.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
That's the problem here. That's the problem. We do not have an alibi against any of this. They could be thinking that we were the ones to do it, and then once they were murdered, we ran off and this is looking bad for us. Really, really bad for us. Oh, Lord.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now.
We
right?
could be. We could be.
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Just as Kazuichi said, Nagachu is the kind of guy who will just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it! I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Okay, let's do this. Make your arguments. Okay. Motel room key, scrap of thick paper, surveillance camera. Oh god. Surveillance monitor camera, movie's invitation ticket. Movie's invitation ticket. That could be it.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility.
We could use that.
After
Ticket.
all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
That's a counter.
No, that's wrong.
We could have known how to kill them exactly. We couldn't know because we haven't seen the movie up until then. Haha.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Exactly. Fuck you, Nagito. Fuck you, dude. God, I hate how Nagito just gets all up in this shit. I really hate. I mean, he has, to be honest, to be fair, he has a reasonable doubt. He has a full reasonable doubt to consider us suspicious. He has a full full, complete, complete, reasonable reason, or I guess evidence. Here's a reason to consider us suspicious because we have no alibi for the story, but we've never seen the movie. We don't know how people were supposed to be killed, and the particular murders happen in a particular way that the movie's displayed. So, we couldn't have been the killer.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Fuck you. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I don't care what y'all say. I understand some of y'all love Nagito, love how interesting and complex of a character he is, but I hate him right now. I really, really hate him. What a dick. Rather than helping us, he's just messing around. He's just messing around and pissing around. He knows that I'm not the killer.
Huh? Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that.
Then why be accuse us in the first place? See, he's a manipulative asshole. He knew that we couldn't have been the killer. He's still proud of it. He still went and proud of it, rather than being a protective member of, the group. He decided to be like, you know what? I'm gonna mess with this. I'm gonna mess with this. This is why he's not even a wild card. Like, there's a term called wild card. He is a psycho. He's a psycho card. He is the ultimate psycho card. You do not want to have him anywhere near any of the cases. He's not going to be helpful in most times.
Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
Unless we did it accidentally.
Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec! You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
Thank you, Kazuichi.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
You didn't have to put us on a trial right then and there and accuse us of anything just for us to give you the answer. If you already knew the answer, you could have been said, and it couldn't be possible that Hajime killed him because he haven't seen the movie. He's just toying with us. It's a game for him.
It also provides a good warm-up.
Oh, shut up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
I love him, but I hate him. I understand why people like him. I understand, but I hate his guts right now. Right now, he is... Oh, oof. Don't be messing with me.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
Well, I'm trying to do well in this case, but you know what? Whatever. You want to play little games and little warm-ups.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Thank you, Chucky. At least she understands. At least she understands. This is why she's best girl.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the argument.
Please.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Maybe not. Because the handbag covered up the face. Wait a minute. Wait a gosh darn minute. Particularly the handbag. I want to look at the handbag again, if they have possibility to. Can we look at the handbag? Oh no, we gotta look at the ticket here. We gotta look at the movie ticket. No, that's not the movie ticket. I need to find the handbag. That's what I need to do. The tote bag. There we go. Monami tote bag that was sold at the movie theater. It's a limited item because only one person can buy it. Apparently you get another bag for free when you purchase it. Meaning that Ibuki could have been hanged with a tote bag, and then Hyoko would have been killed and tied up to the pole, right? Tied up to the pillar. And then somebody would have set up the curtains to block off the light, use the candle right there to show somebody climbing up into the stepladder and actually hanging themselves. But at the same time, it was somebody else wearing a copy bag and a copy nurse outfit to signal people that somebody is actually getting killed. So this was all could have been set up. Could have been the other bag. Could have been another same design bag. Could have been not been the same handbag, but it was just a copy bag. You know, a different material bag, but with the same design. That's something to consider. That is something to consider. Maybe the die before the recording was even happened. Ooh. Ooh, now that, okay, now I got that in my mind. I'm gonna keep that in my mind in case, in case this actually becomes useful.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
Still another question.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone.
True.
So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
But how would they do that? Like, I mean, the liquid was there, but how would they have done that?
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right?
Yes.
If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Fuyuhiko's onto this, but why is he leading the charge like this? I mean, I know he's a changed man and all, but this is still a little suspicious, don't you think?
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
What?
Hey, why are you talking like, huh?
Wait. Why did he try to pretend to be Nekomaru? Wait.
You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
Wait a minute. Why did okay, I'm sorry, this is gonna sound crazy, completely crazy, but hear me out. The way either Monokuma is fucking with us, or Nekomaru is actually in the control room where he was being controlled and let out a Me Too, and the microphone captured it and produced a Me Too in such a loud, rambunctious tone. This goes back to DanganRonpa 1. DanganRonpa 1 had a specific area where Monokuma was, operated. And that makes me wonder, what if somebody here is betraying us? Like they did in the first one. Somebody that's in the in the class is actually a traitor. It's actually the mastermind. Shit. This is gonna irk me so bad. I'm gonna try to forget about it, but I'll keep it in the back of my mind. I'm gonna just, put it in the back, but I'm gonna keep it in mind here.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? I doubt it. I think the liquid was used to lock the to lock us.